See the 21-year-old from Bari, and he's going to go up against Van team of Ronaldinho. Now he has been phenomenal in this tournament so far. Of course, Felipe Mestre was also here, his Brazilian compatriot. And right now it is, oh, there we go, we've got another goal, and it's Barca this time, so we're going to see an equalizer. 1-1 the score right now, and it is very much on. This is the first leg in this best of three. Potentially we're going to see three big legs coming out. ETTORITO started off the scoring. Oh wait, it wasn't a goal. Oh man, it was so close then. It hit the side netting on the wrong side of the post. Apparently we're going to see Mohamed Salah feeding it in towards Roberto Firmino. Oh, defender with a big mistake. Firmino doesn't make it count. Doesn't hit the target there. It's going to get slapped wide by the goalkeeper. However, look at that clever ball over the top. And PK is going to try and head it back towards Ter Stegen, but Firmino in between pounces on that loose ball, and he's going to direct it goalwards, but Ter Stegen showed himself equal to that. Of course, we're going to see a corner for Suprema ETTORITO. So let's talk a little bit about how these guys got here, if this danger gets cleared away. The shot from distance, sails wide, plenty of speed on that, plenty of power, but not enough accuracy. It sails wide of the target. Now, ETTORITO had to come here through Sofia in the quarterfinals, managed to win that 3-2 and 4-2. Of course, 2 legs needed at least to best your opponent. And then in the semi-finals, he went up against Hassan Pajani, who ended 4th in this competition by losing the 3rd place battle versus Marco Roksic, or Roxa as we know him. Now on the other side, of course, ALEMÁO. He has been up against Roxa, obviously, in the other semi-final. Look at that shot! Just sailing wide of the target. That was close by a narrow margin. Arturo Vidal from distance, and the keeper pushes it wide. If Alisson didn't get his hands to that, that would have surely been a goal. Right now we're going to see the corner for ALEMÁO, the Brazilian young man. Absolutely phenomenal talent. Talking about phenomenal talent, ETTORITO, of course, reigning world champion. He has been world champion a couple of times, in 2011, in 2014, and in 2018, and he went runner-up in 2010 and 2017. This guy has seen it, been there, done it. But I was talking about ALEMÁO's route to this grand final stage right now on the main stage of World Esports Games. The dream for this young man after winning the Coppa Italia last year in Milan. So he has some international experience, but by no means anywhere near the experience that ETTORITO has, who started his international career with a runners-up medal at the World Championship at the age of 13. But ALEMÁO managed to beat Roxa 4-4 and then win the penalties after a thrilling overtime series. And then he managed to beat him 3-2, so also a 2-0, also no 3rd leg needed. And then he managed to beat Ari 6091. 4-2 among others, the scores. Now you had to feel like there was no way that ETTORITO was going to lose either of those 2 matchups, but at some point you felt like Roksic might take it against ALEMÁO. So does that mean ETTORITO is the big favorite for this match? I have to say maybe with the 2-day break in between, that could play in his favor, because ALEMÁO was on fire Wednesday, but all that momentum, all that emotionality has died down, and thinking about going up against the world champion for 2 big days before you get your shot, surely that's gonna get in your head. On the other side, we know that ETTORITO needs time to grow into these tournaments we know that he started off in the group stage with a loss. The only loss he's registered at World Esports Games, and that was against Figo from Vietnam, Vietnamese champion. Take nothing away from him because that's an insane player as well, obviously. But still, you have to feel that ETTORITO always grows in the tournament as he progresses, as he plays more and more of these games, and that his ability to not get tired, his absolute lack of fatigue after playing 10 or 12 games on a day, that plays into his hand at long tournaments. So now with World Esports Games having a 2-day break before the grand final, I have to feel like that might hurt both of these players in a certain way. Maybe ETTORITO in the way that he can't have that positive feeling when his opponents get tired or lackluster in the end of the tournament. But for ALEMÁO in the mental department. So we have to yet to see how that pans out for these guys. 32 minutes have been played right now. The score is 1-0 for the Italian champion, for world champion ETTORITO, the 21-year-old e-sporter who used to play for Celtic, who lives in Bari, and who's a big fan of Juventus. I see a missed call from my friend Harry Channon, aka Wonderboy, so he's probably on his way to the studio right now. That's good to hear. He will be joining me very shortly indeed. Marc-André ter Stegen for Wanderlei. ALEMÁO with the big save. ALEMÁO right now trying to find gaps in that defense of Liverpool. They are there. He's had 2 shots registered on target. He has that forced Allison to make a big save there right now. Some people might think that Wanderlei ALEMÁO has bit off a chunk larger than he can chew going up against Suprema ETTORITO, but I think he's got what it takes to beat the world champion. I think he's got what it takes to make this a very thrilling final, and that's exactly what we've seen in this first half. Even though the score is 1-0 in favor to ETTORITO, it has been going up and down. It has been a very equal matchup, and ALEMÁO has been forcing Ettore Giannuzzi to make some mistakes. Because of his high pressing, his good defensive lineup, Liverpool just can't find an easy way through. They have to work for it right now. Mohamed Salah feeding it in towards Firmino. Salah with the chip attempt, not going to happen. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Barcelona takes over, and instantly there's a lot of space for them. Oh, look at that, 3 versus 2, and he's going to make it count, surely. Yes, no, off the post and out, but so close to scoring the equalizer just before halftime. You have to feel for ALEMÁO because he has created 3 golden opportunities to take the score onto the board in this stadium right here. Look at that, the Nou Camp. Beautiful stadium right here with the PES League plates on the side. Gotta love it right now. Some tactical changes for ALEMÁO. I have to feel he's doing really well right now. He shouldn't change anything. That's how I feel, but there we go. Second half getting underway with Leo Messi kicking things off. Beautifully worked. Liverpool take the ball. It's going to be Ettore, or ETTORITO as we know him on the digital pitch. It's going to go in 6th gear, it seems. Sadio Mane with the good shot. That was a well-worked attack over many Liverpool players. Look at that. Playing it into the box, taking his time, playing patiently. The step over from Firmino, and then the space for Mane to unleash a shot. Good defending, and well worked by Marc-André ter Stegen to keep that out. Mohamed Salah is going to swing it in. Is going to try for the direct corner almost, curling it towards goal, and then the bicycle kick attempt not going to hit the target. I think that was Firmino with his athleticism. And there we go. We've got Barca going right ahead and trying to work up an attack once again. Doing decently well. Lionel Messi on the flank, the magical man, the dribbler, and he just dribbles right around one of these Liverpool midfielders, but the defenders is going to be one too many. Virgil van Dijk there to clear away the danger, but still it is not averted just yet. Finally they do have the ball in midfield. Sadio Mane connecting with his midfield teammates to work up an offensive move. Xherdan Shaqiri into Salah, pointing of Firmino, or Wijnaldum with the run. And there we go, Trent Alexander-Arnold saving the day here. Joel Matip playing it out left. Former Schalke man Joe Gomez right now is left back.
And Roberto Firmino is going to have his chance sooner rather than later. Xherdan Shaqiri, the Switzer, playing it back to Alexander-Arnold. Trying to find space to do something. So we've set our alarm clocks at like 5 o'clock a.m. UK time. So all of you out there watching, wherever you are in the world, thank you all for waking up early to see this great spectacle. Unfortunately, it started a bit earlier than scheduled. We really don't have any direct influence on that. So still, I'd like to apologize for starting ahead early. And maybe for some of you to miss the opening of this match. But like I said, this is the grand final. This is best of 3. It is winner takes all right now. 52,500 euros on the line and $30,000 and $30,000 are going to go to the number 1 in this competition. And of course, we already know that Marko Roksic alias Roxa is going to grab the $7,500 third place check. I've already congratulated him both on stream and on Twitter, and he replied that he knew this was a huge performance from him. He wasn't happy about not reaching the final, but still he realized this was a huge thing, and he was very happy in collecting the third place prize. Now, obviously, we're going to see Liverpool on the ball once again as this second half progresses. It's getting stronger and stronger from ETTORITO. I feel like ALEMÁO has to maybe go back to a hard reset, maybe think about how that first half went, how he created many chances, because right now most of the chances have been for the Italian opponent that he's up against. 54% of Liverpool's possession, that kind of goes into what I'm saying about him having the better game of the two. It does feel like that at the very least. Oh, Fabinho's going to try and square it, but there's no way to get it back in front of goal with all the defenders there. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain unleashes a shot, gets crunched in a body of defenders. And right now I'm going to just answer Harry's text shortly, asking has the game started yet? Ends it with a big Y for a yes. There we go. Liverpool with a shot way off target. So once again, room for a breather for ALEMÁO, but he's going to have to step it up, we have to be honest. And that's exactly what's going to happen now. He's going to tweak his formation right now. He's going to bring in some fresh personnel perhaps, although I don't feel like that's needed just yet. Only one who's even slightly tired is Philippe Coutinho, but surely he can still go on for quite some time. ETTORITO, like we said, just recently departed Celtic. The, well, you could say Celtic Esports Club, but obviously they are a professional football club. Talking about that, having a larger chunk than you can chew for ALEMÁO. A wise man once said, it isn't the size of the dog in the fight, it's the amount of fight in the dog. And right now, ALEMÁO is showing some fight in him, even though it's 1-0 to ETTORITO and he's created chances in the second half. He is going to venture ahead on this pitch to try and find space to work up an attack. Once again, Lionel Messi on the right side of the pitch is going to try and keep that in. He's going to try and regain possession, but by doing so, he fouls Virgil van Dijk. He's going to get called back. And then we're going to see Liverpool play once again. Although they don't get far, they get just over the midway line and lose possession to Barcelona once again. Luis Suarez trying to work it around Van Dijk, but he's just an absolute rock at the back. And look at this, the chip ball over the top, perfectly weighted for Divock Origi, and surely he's not going to miss that. 2-0 in favor of ETTORITO. Big move by the big man, the multiple world champion. And look at this, these guys sitting next to each other, sitting shoulder to shoulder at the main stage. Referee is keeping a close eye on the proceedings as he wants to make sure that everything is going according to plan and fairly as well. The World Esports Game main stage right now with a lot of viewers, live viewers there. We've earlier seen the Vainglory competition find its culmination. We've seen the Tekken Grand Final early in the morning, and of course StarCraft as well. And we're about to see Dota and CSGO later today if my schedule is correct. From the top of my head, I saw it Wednesday. Maybe some changes took place because right now we are going ahead of schedule, like I said. So it could very well be that one of the games has been postponed and maybe PES took its place. Either that or the games went very, very quickly indeed. Lionel Messi trying to keep possession for his team, but it's going to be all Liverpool once again. We've got 15 minutes left to play. Score 2-0 for reigning world champion Ettore Giannuzzi. There we go. I see my friend Harry Channon, aka Wonderboyo, entering the studio. He's going to quickly go in for a round of makeup, and that means in about 4 minutes he will be joining me at the chair next to me. Right now it's Barcelona once again working up possession. Alemão has a lot of work to do, has a mountain to climb, and he's playing it around just outside of the box of Liverpool. Not many defenders there, so you can't really blame him for trying to put some urgency in that offensive move to try and make a lot of speed. But of course then he's going to make a mistake, and Ettore Giannuzzi is going to pounce on it, and he's going to work his way back up the pitch with Liverpool once again as Harry Channon finally takes his rightful seat next to me. There we go. Good morning, Harry.
Good morning, Rene. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, doing great, doing great. I already apologized to the viewers about starting way ahead of schedule, so already filled them in on our Chinese friends making the call to start really, really early. And right now we've seen this is the first leg, still 2-0 in favor of ETTORITO. It has been a very lively match, but just now, about 10 minutes ago, we heard him, saw him scoring the second goal. So Alemão is probably already kind of thinking about that second leg coming in. Here we go, Liverpool playing the ball around in the box. Is he going to make a third? Yes, he is! Divock Origi with his second of the match. ETTORITO just bouncing on that ball, twisting around the defender and putting it in the back of the net once again. 3 very different goals, all beautifully worked. We're going to see it in the highlight reel later. Wijnaldum and Becker joining into the festivities right here, as ETTORITO is very, very calm indeed.
Win this game number 1 of the finals. Another well-worked goal here on the right-hand side, and if you're Alemão now, you just shake off this game. You try and say, hey, he's the world champion. We'll try and get him next time.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, it might feel to some of the viewers that Alemão going up against a very experienced veteran of international Pro Evolution Soccer might feel like a bit of a chunk larger than he can chew, but still, I feel like you have all to play for, especially after the tournament that Alemão has played. He has surprised us every bit of the way. He has beaten some huge names, and he has shown us that he's an absolute force to be reckoned with in coming years. Right now, Liverpool are going to step in between that offensive move of Barcelona. Still, they do have the ball. Is he going to score at least one to save his honor? Doesn't really matter that much. Why did the flag went up, by the way, for offside? But which of the players? Maybe Malcolm on the left flank while the ball was on the right flank?
Could have been maybe an advantage being played by the referee, but once again, like you said, Alemão surprising us so many different times here in the WESG finals in Chongqing, and we've seen him take down the likes of the Roxer in the semi-final, and
yeah, exactly.
This is a real different test he has to face, though, and some might say the other side of the bracket. See the team selection here, Rene, and it's about what we were talking about, whether or not we'll see ETTORITO decide to go for that Barcelona pick. We are seeing Barcelona and Liverpool once again, but it is about whether ETTORITO is going to be controlling Barcelona and whether or not it's a tactical pick to try and maybe disrupt the confidence and comfortability of his opponent.
Yeah, he doesn't leave anything up to chance, it seems.
No, certainly not. And the way the two teams are set up, I wouldn't be surprised to see that Barcelona squad really be ETTORITO's, that formation I've seen so many times in this tournament. I'm thinking, is the Barcelona pick here coming in for ETTORITO?
I feel like it might very well be. It wouldn't surprise me one bit. Right now looking at the tactical setups, possible tactical setups, also always having a plan B, sometimes a plan C as well. Interesting.
And the reason I say that formation is so characteristic of ETTORITO is because he uses the exact same formation with Liverpool. He uses Salah and Keita, I believe, behind the front three. So it's a very good formation. Obviously works out for him. Has a player, one of those two attacking players, playing as a central midfield player, so we'll drop back into midfield a little bit more. But he seems to favour the same formation. Doesn't matter whichever team he's playing with here at the WESG. So now you can see Suarez, Messi, and Dembele, very pacey, very attacking front three, and then behind them Coutinho, not the most pace in the world, but very technical passer, and Vidal as that central midfield player, as I said, that will drop back a bit more, help, I should say, Sergio Busquets in front of the back four. So it's a nice formation. I would say at this point 95% sure it's Ettorito's.
Yeah, same here.
And
especially
it's gonna be,
as he's done earlier, and it's going to switch again to the sheet where no one can see his setup. So yeah, that's definitely Barcelona coming out for Ettorito. It's definitely Liverpool for Anderlecht ALEMÁO. And is he going to be able to fight back this time? He's going to have to do it with Liverpool. Let's see whether or not he's comfortable with that. He's had to use it against Roxic as well. And obviously that first match ended in 3-0 in favor of Ettorito. What are we going to see now? We're not going to see Arsenal for the first time in a long time in the grand final at the Pro Evolution Soccer tournament. That's also fresh.
Yeah, so often we see them used at those PES League tournaments where stat balancing comes into play because of their height, because of their, again, their big stature and strength about them as well. So you're right, it's weird to commentate a Pro Evolution Soccer tournament and not see Arsenal featured so heavily, but good to see these two teams. Obviously, they're very skillful and each have their own positives and negatives and strengths and weaknesses.
Here we go, the Blaugrana chasing the Reds, trying to get them off the ball. It's going to work finally, but he's going to concede a corner early on in the match. So we're going to see a corner for ALEMÁO. Right now scoring legs, 1-0, as you can see on the top of your screen. Right above that is the score in this match. This match is going to have to get turned around. It's going to have to be ALEMÁO doing the scoring. And as we said earlier, he's going to be playing with Liverpool, and Ettorito is playing with Barca right now. So it might be a little bit distracting, the fact that they've switched around. But obviously the world champion right now in possession, trying to link up with his midfield players right there. Lionel Messi feeding it in behind for Suarez to bounce on to Arturo Vidal with the chance for a shot. Maybe no, he's going to go for the layoff onto Coutinho. Look for those cheeky passes over the top from Coutinho. But right now, obviously, it's going to be the combination play here in the box. Vidal goes down, obviously no appeal for a penalty because that was a good challenge on the ball. Fabinho is going to feed it into Mohamed Salah, star striker for Liverpool. He's not going to reach that other star on the left side of the pitch, Mane. It's going to be Lionel Messi once again for Barcelona. Arturo Vidal, oh, beautifully well played. Oh, the through pass perfectly weighted for Ousmane Dembele to latch onto, and then Alisson seems to be making the save, but still it goes in off the feet of the goalkeeper, and it ends up in the back of the net. Look at that. Well done.
Very well done indeed, and that is the reason that Ettorito likes fielding this formation. We saw it in the counter-attack just before this attack that proved clinical for the first goal of the game, and it's an unfortunate one for ALEMÁO after Alisson, as you said, makes the save but still bounces favourably in favour of Ettorito. But the reason he uses that formation so well, it can hit you on the counter, gives you so many options. We saw just before that Vidal pinning all of ALEMÁO's Liverpool players inside his box, and now we're about to see another prime example of it as three players attack forward who have Coutinho behind this front three as well. But the question is, will he even need them as Messi is coming forward here on the right-hand side?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be Barcelona working up another offensive move. Obviously, we've seen Luis Suarez score a lot of goals for Barcelona in this tournament. Can he do it again today for Ettorito? Or are we going to see ALEMÁO switching things up and winning big with Liverpool? He's one goal down, one leg down as well. So this is it, do or die. All or nothing. No takes backs, and he's gonna have to go above and beyond the Call of Duty here to beat Ettorito, because not many people have done that, and certainly not many people have done it in grand finals. Only two that I can remember. Obviously in 2010 when he was only 13 years old. Can you believe it?
Can we count that one though? That's the question. It's a different Ettorito back then.
But even then, second of the world already. At such a young age, had to bring his parents for years to tournaments, otherwise he wouldn't have been eligible to play. And of course, nowadays he's bringing his parents to those tournaments just to repay them, to pay them back for believing in him, for allowing him to play so much, allowing him to chase his dreams, to have them come true, because he has he's made all his dreams come true, and maybe even a little bit more than that. Who could have thought that back then we were already looking at the makings of a record world champion? And obviously he's doing very well in this second leg as well, this best of 3 grand final. Oh, there comes the chip from Coutinho. A lovely finish. And of course he's going crazy because he knows that's a crucial goal. Messi's gonna hug him and say, keep calm, youngster. There's still a lot of time to come in this match. You need to garner your strength. You need to still be there when we need to call on you in a minute. There we go, Coutinho pouncing on that. Slightly defensive error, maybe he should have just kicked that away, but still ETTORITO is looking ever so strong,
and that, I think, is a crucial goal here in this WESG PES 2019 grand final. And Mal, and when he was playing other players here in the WESG, you think back to the group stages, especially that knockout stage. We hate to keep bringing it up against Roxa, where he was down by a couple of goals and kept getting opportunities to get the ball back and make attacks like this. So far, from what I've seen, he really has failed to create anything of the sort. And so far, it's been one-way traffic. ETTORITO either hitting on the break in the counter or just having so many men in and around the box. ALEMÁO really needs to make something happen soon, but for me, I just can't see it happening.
Messi right now dribbling in between 3 defenders, but still then he can't be stopped. Ousmane Dembele unleashes a shot. There's the save right there from, I think that might have been Joel Matip or Trent Alexander-Arnold. Mo Salah on the ball right now for the Reds. He's going to need to do something magical, but he's going to relinquish possession. And once again, Barcelona on the ball. Luis Suarez in behind the defense. El Pistolero, can he start celebrating in a minute? No, not going to happen. Virgil van Dijk, the rock. Oh, he's going to make an error once again, but gets repaid in kind with the same error, losing the ball. Still, we're going to see ETTORITO just outside the box, twisting and turning, finding Vidal. The link-up play with the man in midfield, trying to find Philippe Coutinho, former Anfield player, former magician of Liverpool. And oh, beautifully worked there. It's ALEMÁO finally in the box of ETTORITO. Can he get this one? Oh, he's so close to scoring. Tries to get the header away, tries to bury it in the back of the net with Firmino. It's not going to happen just yet, as the defender is there to make life hard for him. And once again, Lionel Messi in possession, and he's going to get unleashed here with the ball over the top from Nelson Semedo. Lionel Messi on the right flank of the pitch, going to work the ball around in the box. Look at that, beautifully worked, but Suarez not going to be able to get on that, and danger averted.
Yeah, at one end we've seen ALEMÁO, like you said, trying to bury that ball in the net, try and bundle it through almost, but every time we're seeing ETTORITO with the ball in midfield, or the ball is in midfield and it's a passage of play, or it's a 50-50 ball, or maybe ALEMÁO's trying to play a pass, it's always ETTORITO switching to one of his players at the exact right time and nipping in, grabbing that interception. And it must be so frustrating for the man on the right-hand side of your screens, because what do? You can't build up play when ETTORITO is just reading every single pass and making the right switch at the right moment. And how do you counter that? I honestly, I don't have the question so far. And ALEMÁO, he's trying to figure it out. You can see the cogs kind of ticking in his mind and trying to figure out, what do I do differently to break down ETTORITO? He's up by 2, and right now it doesn't look like he's going to relinquish that.
Very true. First half of that first leg, it looked very promising for ALEMÁO. Let's not forget, he's going to have to find that groove back, or maybe it is ETTORITO growing back in this match once again. Like I said, usually starting out slow at tournaments. Maybe that was that half a digital hour that he needed to get back in his game once again on that big stage. Lionel Messi feeding in towards Nelson Semedo. It's once again all ETTORITO. Suprema, that's what we should call him, because he is very much supreme today. Luis Suarez onto Vidal, looking a bit like gallery player right here. And then he's going to lose the ball in the end. But look at that, it's way too rushed right now from Liverpool. It's way too rushed from ALEMÁO, although he does get possession back. Almost loses it to Semedo, which means there's a lot of space on the left flank, because Semedo is right now stuck in midfield, who's usually playing the right back position, but he's not able to get that ball to Mane. Dembele thinking better of rushing that ball. Never going to happen. And once again, Liverpool on the ball. A lengthy spell of possession right here for ALEMÁO. That's got to make you feel like there is still a chance to get back in this, especially as Mane gets on the ball in the box, tries to feed it, square it for Naby Keita. Can't get a shot off right now. And once again, Barcelona in possession.
Yeah, like you said, makes you feel okay if you're ALEMÁO and that you are having this spell of possession, but nothing comes of it in the end. He did have a chance with Salah. Surprised he didn't go for the first time shot really with Salah on his left.
Yeah.
Being that close to goal, and Salah's statistics obviously favouring that kind of shot. So he's coming forward once again. Let's see if he can get a better chance.
Yeah, definitely. Feel like he might gonna try and whip it in, curl it in for a header, but again, it's not gonna work. Two defenders there to close him down. It's really well done by ETTORITO once again, and this time he is gonna get out from under the pressure. Oh, Messi on the pitch, no foul. That's interesting.
Very interesting. That's a contentious one, Renee. I would have given that.
Oh, definitely. But VAR not needed, because right now on the other side of the pitch is ALEMÁO trying to get his thing done, trying to get back into his groove. He is growing stronger in this second half, I feel. You gotta feel like he is really putting the world champion to the test right now, and there might very well still be a chance back in this. We are in the 67th minute, and right now only 2 goals needed for ALEMÁO. Well, only 2.
Yeah, we say only 2. It's
Playing up against
easier said than done.
Oh yeah, Joe Gomez drills it into the box with a low cross. Not going to be able to connect with anyone there. Mo Salah way outside of the box, going to try and go for the shot from distance with his right foot, arguably weaker foot of Mo Salah. Oh, good challenge. Dembele off the ball. Right now, ALEMÁO is looking really, really solid. And just as I say that, he gives the ball away to Barcelona. He just feeds them possession. Philippe Coutinho, look for his balls over the top, I said. This time he's going to try over the ground. And it's going to be an easy save by Joe Gomez.
Yeah, you almost want a goal in the next attack that you see from ALEMÁO, just to give him belief that you can score goals here against ETTORITO. So far hasn't got any, and it's the world champion coming through once again, and so many players forward. He is so clinical when he attacks. It's a good block there from ALEMÁO actually to stifle that. But again, you're looking for a goal within the next attack or so for ALEMÁO, just to, well, first of all, give him a chance in this second game, and also, just like I said before, give him a little bit of belief. Make sure that he knows it is possible to score with this Liverpool squad. Obviously, he has been fielding Barcelona for the majority of the tournament. So, again, you almost want a goal very, very soon here for ALEMÁO, just to, again, like I said, make it possible.
Yeah, definitely. Look at that offensive setup right now. He's going to go for it. He's going to go all for nothing.
Yeah, he's had to go for it. We saw in the attack before, you can see Joe Gomez there playing right back. He was joining in the attacks, and no doubt Andrew Robertson on the left-hand side will be doing the same thing. And by that calculation, I'm calculating at least 6 players that can join that attack. So obviously trying to flood the ETTORITO box, and you can see the response from ETTORITO on the other side, pull one of his players back from that front 3 into that midfield 4. And it's something that he's done all tournament, and it's worked out very well. And if anything, he's created himself more opportunities on the counter attack because of those formation switches. So just watch out for this Barcelona attack once he does get the ball, ETTORITO, and it's going to be tricky really for ALEMÁO to stop those types of attacks, and especially when he doesn't have the ball like now. ETTORITO can really chew off some massive time in this game.
Yeah, valuable time indeed, because time is ticking right now. We've got 10 digital minutes left, then some injury time. Liverpool trying still with everything they've got. Salah in behind defense, good cross, there we go, it's behind the line, and the goalkeeper isn't even going to be able to turn that around. Beautifully worked. Right after these tactical changes, instantly we're going to see a goal for ALEMÁO. Finally, he is fighting back. This is what we want to see right now in this grand final. Look at that, perfectly done. The link up, feeding it in behind the defense for, of course, the really quick Mohamed Salah. But he's never going to be able to shoot from that distance, so from that angle, sorry. So he's going to chip it over the top with his right, and Sadio Mane, perfect volley. No chance for the keeper. I think some manual goalkeeping with Ter Stegen as well, throwing him behind the line.
There is that goal with Mane, and as you said, a great find at the back stick, and now game on, as that added player being pushed up the pitch has certainly helped him out. It's Sadio Mane on the left-hand side, as we said, at the far post that gets the goal here, and Now that gives him a chance, and the reason I was saying you almost want to see an attack a goal within the next attack from ALEMÁO is because it is going to get so much tougher when you do score that goal, that now ETTORITO is really going to make sure he keeps the ball, and you can see he's even throwing his wing backs up the pitch here as well. So he really is going for this.
Yeah, he's going to think better of that and maybe just pull Joe Gomez back a bit, but look at how offensive this is. And he's going to have to, of course. He's got one goal more to score against ETTORITO. He's going to have to. And Barcelona didn't really do anything up until seeing what exactly happened at the Liverpool side. Then he decided to just tweak his settings for a bit, his formation. We're going to see Barcelona in possession. Luis Suarez onto Messi, onto Malcolm. This is going to be the decider. Yes, there it is. Sidesteps the goalkeeper, sells him a dummy and puts it in the back of the net. ETTORITO just strikes back instantly from the kickoff. No chance to do anything about it whatsoever. Look at this. Twisting away from the defender. Messi just feeding it to Malcolm, who is so very quick. Lightning quick feet. And he's going to just put it in the back of the net. Well done. Barcelona up 3-1. And ETTORITO surely with only 5 minutes left to go. 7 minutes with injury time. If you whip out your calculator, it's possible, but it's so unlikely to still happen.
Yeah, he really has to go for it now, and was surprised to see him maybe not, as he was toying with, throw Joe Gomez up the pitch a little bit. Solava was almost through, but it's a great response from ETTORITO, and that's something the world champions do. Just when they give you a little bit of a glimmer of hope, he reminds himself that he is in a grand final and goes so clinically up the other end with Malcolm and takes it around the keeper. It's, as we said before, tough to break down the enigma of ETTORITO, and he's proving it once again.
You think you see that silver lining. In the end, it's grey anyway. Dark grey as well, because right here, ETTORITO is just, well, there we go. ALEMÁO still fighting back, still maybe believing that at the very least he can score another goal. Maybe work off of that. Maybe, just maybe, ETTORITO will finally have that mental breakdown that we've never seen from him yet, if he scores that 3-2. But right now we're in injury time, so it's not going to be enough anymore. The chip and the goal. Oh, that's beautiful. But it's right now the 93rd minute, so we're going to see kickoff, and that might well be it. And ETTORITO is saying, stay calm, mate. This was it for you.
I think he knows when he scored that goal, ALEMÁO, that there wouldn't be any time after the kickoff, so it was just saying, hey, good game.
That's extra rough.
Especially in the last seconds of the game where you do finally get yourself a goal back. And if you don't concede that goal after you've scored, ALEMÁO, the ETTORITO went up the other end with Malcolm, and this goal is a really telling one, because this would force then extra time in game number 2, but because he did concede that extra goal from ETTORITO,